Okay, shall we stand up? Okay, please hold the palm. One bow to the Buddha. Okay, first position. Okay, second position. Third position. One bow to the Buddha again. Okay, please stay a seat. Okay, please stay a seat. Okay, as usual, please hold the palm and follow me. Nam mô Quan Sư Im Bồ Tát, 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 Nam mô Quan Sư 音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。 南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。Okay, please follow me. 南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。Okay. Okay, good morning all brothers and sisters. Okay, first announcement. As for our next lesson will be on 16th of July, as normal third week, 16th of July. Although July we do have 5 weeks, so the 5th week also no lesson, twice a month. So our next lesson will be on 16th of July. Now, so please refer to your textbook. Page 101, chapter, no, not 101, chapter 5. Is it chapter 5? Finish already, right? Yeah, so refer to page 101. That means chapter 5 haven't teach it. Oh, yeah, exactly, that's what I say. Okay, so it's chapter 5, page 101. Okay, but as for the Chinese sutra, I don't know your page. I mean, if you have a Chinese sutra review, 第5分 chapter 5, 如理世见. Okay, I read the Chinese first, so before I read the English one. 须菩提，一意云何？可以身相见如来否？不也，世尊。不可以身相得见如来。何以故？如来所说身相，即非身相。佛告须菩提：凡所有相，皆是虚妄。若见诸相非相，即见如来。This is very short one, chapter 5. So now you please refer to your textbook, page 101. Chapter 5. Okay, what do you think, Subhuti? Can the Tathagata be seen by means of possession of attributes? Subhuti replied, no, indeed, Bhagavan. The Tathagata cannot be seen by means of the possessions of attribute. And why not, Bhagavan? What the Tathagata say is the possession of attributes is no possession of attributes. This having been said, the Buddha told the Venerable Subhuti, since the possession of attributes of an illusion. Subhuti, and no possession of attributes is no illusion. By means of attributes, there are no attributes. The Tathagata can indeed be seen. Now here, before we go further, there's a term called illusion. We take a look at the terms illusion. Can you look at the PowerPoint here? All right, so this is a very a common word which appear in Buddhist texts when they elaborate on the, on the teaching of the Buddha. Chinese called 虚妄, illusion. As you know, all things in the phenomena are all illusion. Why? Unreal, subject to changes, impermanent, right? So in Buddhism, called impermanent cause suffering. It's things are keep on changing. It's just like, environmental matter, we talk about all, environment, the climate all change globally. Why? Due to human being, we speed up the speed, speed it up, so become changes, the changes very fast, subject to changes. In fact, according to Buddhism, this is very normal. The normal cycle, they will take the normal time into change, up and down. But we speed up the whole thing, the thing change very fast. You see the climate changes and so on and so forth. Of course, according to Christianity, they say God always say this is the end of the world, something like that. Who know? According to Buddhism, the earth form, when the condition not arise, the earth will disappear. Then they form again, just like up and down. So this is the real thing happened to us, but we do know that. So this illusion, a lot of people thought that things are permanent, will never change. Once the thing changes, so you become very fed up, irritating and so on and so forth. So one of the central teaching of Buddhism is the concept. As I told you just now, the concept of illusion. Things are all unreal. Doesn't mean that we don't recognize the thing happened to us, but rather we don't attach to it, cling on to it. Once we cling on to it, 执着, and that's how we cause suffering, because we are easily influenced. When you say cling on, it means we are easily influenced by the external object. Right? So if we are easily influenced by the external object, then that's how we cause suffering. According to Buddhism. It's called attachment, right? Cling on to something. Okay? So this is a core central teaching of Buddhism, is the concept of illusion, or we call it in Sanskrit called Maya. Alright, Maya in Sanskrit. So illusion in Buddhism refers to the idea that our perception of the world, right? Our perception of the world is not an accurate, as I told you already, it's not accurate. The way we see the thing is just illusion, unreal. Okay? When you say unreal, things are not permanent, 没有永远的, things are not permanent, subject to changes. So it's very good for us, right? Whatever we do, whether you're doing the business or whatever, anything else in the world. So we have a sort of like prediction, you know what's going to happen in future. So prevention better than cure. Prevention better than cure. So you prevent it before the thing happen, then you will cause suffering. But a lot of people, they don't prevent the thing happen. So when thing happen, they start to panic and they don't know how to solve the things. Correct or not? You see our founder of Singapore, Lee Kuan Yew, LKY, he planned 50 years, 100 years. That's why he's a world leader, very famous in the world, Lee Kuan Yew. Who don't know Lee Kuan Yew? Especially you go to mainland China, 中国, you say Lee Kuan Yew. Because his hometown at Meizhou, his hometown is Hakka Lee Kuan Yew is Hakka 客家人 Yeah, 他的祖先 ancestor at China. So you say LKY, everybody know in China. When you say Singapore, they don't know. You say LKY, they know. LKY equal to Singapore. So if you travel to China, you will know. So it's the idea that our perception of the world is not an accurate representation of the way things truly are. That's why I said the thing is just an illusion, unreal, 不是真实的, unreal. So don't just cling on to it or easily influence. But of course, this theoretically is easier to tell, you don't cling on to the object. But practically, just like we say by right or by left, right? So practically, it's very difficult. I tell you, including monks, nuns, sangha like me, we are all human beings. We are all want to cultivate the Dharma in order to attain liberation, free from suffering. Right? And this chapter 5, Here they use the word attributes. Attributes is actually, attribute, the meaning of attribute, 属性 belongs to something. So, it's like, there's a Buddhist term, we call it form. Or sometimes they translate it as mark. English is very funny because this Chinese one or from Sanskrit, Chinese called 相. Now, if you know Chinese 相, it means your appearance, form, appearance, Like I see you, you're sitting here, you're a boy or girl, what sort of color for your clothing? Yeah, something like that. So this is your appearance. Like you see me, I'm in front of you, my appearance, your height, everything. So in Buddhism, the terms, Buddhist terms, they use form, technical terms, right? 相 or marks can be done. But Chinese only one word, 相. Two words, 相传. Okay? Like you can see computer putting on the table, laptop. You can see the appearance of this computer, laptop, correct or not? And this is called form. But all these are illusion, unreal. So this chapter 5 is going to tell you, that's why in Buddhism talk about no form, 无相, no form. If you go to Bright Hill Temple, Bright Hill Temple, the highest floor of Hongchuan Hongzhu Memorial Building, the highest one, the fourth floor or something like that, the hall no form, correct? 无相殿, the hall no form. The hall no form, 无相殿. And in Dharma Sutra talk a lot of no form. Why no form? Just like you say, this is a Buddha statue. The appearance of this statue, the height, gold color, something like that. So you can see it. This is called form in Buddhism. Right? And all people say, I come to the temple, I worship, I portray to the Buddha to show the respect or bow to the Buddha, just how you're doing. You do it just how. Now, but a lot of people attach to it. They attach to it. You say, this statue is not beautiful. Actually, it's not, cannot say beautiful,美, Chinese called 美, beautiful. So you cannot elaborate something in Buddhism and say, the statue is very beautiful. 很美，有美就会丑嘛。The other, in contrast, it's called ugly. So this is actually in our mundane world. But from the Buddhist perspective, we say this is a dignified, very dignified, 庄严. Chinese 庄严, very dignified or dignified look. 庄严. You have to use this word. So don't use 美. 美 actually for the ordinary people. 我现在看你很美，下个礼拜就很丑了。So ugly and pretty are in contrast, 对立的. But through your cultivation, to your raise up your good personality, right? So you change your appearance, right? And this is called dignified look. Now I always joke with the student. Now we start in 2023. You can use a handphone to take your own self picture, right? And wait until next year we finish this so-called Dharma Sutra. Then you take a picture again. Sure, a lot of changes on 1 year already, So by right, should change to more pretty a little bit. But it looks still very ugly, even worse. That means something wrong, right? Yeah, that means you don't have the Dharma joy. Because you come here always dukkha. So suffering or dukkha is suffering. So you come here for suffering, then you better don't come. So always we say Dharma joy, 法喜充满. That means you really enjoy to come here and you share the Dharma and you enjoy the Dharma talk. Just like you go to the church, they enjoy the Bible talk. So they really want to go there. The whole family go there when I was studying in England. Look at the British family. Of course, this is a traditional orthodox kind of religion. But the young people go there, they never go there. I asked my MA, the student, the British girl, I said, are you Christian? She said, yeah, I do. I said, when are you baptized as a Christian? Oh, since I was young girl, my family brought me to the church. And SOP, standard operating procedure. I mean, the family are a Christian family, so they bring the children all go to the church and baptize. But she only went one time only, church. Never go already. The youngster where got time. They want to go to Friday night fever. So by name, since then never go. But not for the old people. So you can see a lot of those Western boy or girl, although they are Christian, but actually by name, I think not all they hardly go to the church. But I mean the old people, they go. But the whole family go. They are not by force. Unlike for Buddhism, you now come here for Dharma Sutra, whether maybe you're forced to come here, right? Because monitor calls me, well, I never turn out, always absent. Then another thing, must answer to the Buddha. Buddha, I come already. To my attendant, because you want to go to Pure Land. So next time you go there, the Dharma protector check, your attendance below 50%, go back to Singapore. Not acceptable, you're not qualified to go there. Right? I mean, joke. Something like that. So if you come to the temple, you worship to the statue, you don't clean out you must know why you worship to or prostrate to the Buddha. Why you do so? You must ask the reason why. Right? Don't do it for the sake of prostrate to the Buddha, that's all. Or asking for blessing. And you clean out to it. A lot of people clean to it. Wow, this statue 很美啊，这个佛像很美，对不对？ This show that you're clean on to it already. But if you see the whole no form, you go there is you want you to, besides you show the respect to the Buddha, then we must follow the Buddha teaching and practice no form, formless. It means detachment. Don't attach to anything in the world. And this is the main purpose of prostrate to the Buddha. When prostrating to the Buddha, of course, we are asking for the blessing. And we, at the same time, we're asking with the help from the Buddha to boost up your confidence, moral, have a determination, persistent, to cultivate the Dharma throughout your life. I mean, to wherever we encounter the problems, and you'll be able to solve the problems, and to have a wisdom, to learn the wisdom and blessing from the Buddha. And that is the purpose you prostrate to the Buddha. It's different than you prostrate to the God, the statue. Right? So it's the same thing. So of course it's different from Christianity. So this chapter is to tell us not to cling on, right, to anything else in the world. 无相. This is the objective, the main purpose for this chapter. So now we take a look here. Chapter 5, page 101. Wait. You see, usually we start the chapter, I must tell you the purpose, the gist of this chapter or whatever, so easier for you, because you know the roughly the thing, then you go into the detail. Correct now? Otherwise you go into the stray. From the beginning, you listen until the end, nothing hurt, jialat, Okay, chapter 5. So in the previous 2 chapters, the Buddha told Subhuti that in order to liberate others, Bodhisattva must do so without being attached to perception of self. You see, you need to Pusa as a Guan Yin Bodhisattva or whatever, you want to benefit the sentient beings. If you attach to ourselves, have a self-attachment, that means you will become very selfish. The ego is there, you are very selfish, very inconsiderate. Then how are you going to help as a volunteer to benefit people? It's just like, you go to any other hospital or whatever to help to take care of the old people. If you don't have the kind of compassion, loving kindness, the love, right? You must have a patience. Then how are you going to serve to benefit the old people? Some old people very hot-tempered one, Right? There's a kind, we call Dover Park, that one is called hospice. And now the newspaper came out this morning, Ong Yi Kang, because he told his own self story, his grandmother, because of the cancer, don't know what cancer. And see, a lot of old people now in Singapore, they prefer to die at home. They don't want to die at hospital. And this is a sort of attachment also, a sort of attachment also. So what happened, you lie in the hospital, so please wait, don't die, wait until I reach home. Thing will wait for you. Thing will wait for you or not. Correct or not? Of course, die at home will be more comfortable lah, because you're familiar with the environment, everything, right? But because of that, you attach to it, no? So you are reluctant to leave the world, no? This also struggling, no? You know, according to Buddhist Sutra, it said once we die, I never die, I don't know, but sooner or later everybody will die. I mean, according to Sutra, I say, according to Sutra, you must trust him. Don't trust me, but you trust him. He said, it's very painful, no? You know, just like your whole body, your leg, your hand, your everything, just like going to separate, no? Stay apart, you know, and it's very, very painful one. I don't know, and I mean, if you, especially when you cling onto your body, 很痛，你就夹啦，你更加痛 ，pain. Now, if you know the Dharma, you know the emptiness, you know the, all things are depend on causes and conditions, but it's not easy lah. Just a master in soon, you can do it. Then you will pass peacefully. You see, some people sleep until you cannot wake up. It's Hokkien. Because you won't suffer before you die, right? And some people suffer in the hospital. Wow, pull a lot of deep. All these are karma. And you see those people die peacefully, 哇，好不尽多呢，真的是福报很大。Because you don't feel the pain or lesser pain or something like that. You know, so you just, okay, some people practice Pure Land, you know, you start to recite the Amitofo, Namo Amitofo. Now this, we have to practice during our normal time, you know, before we die, you know. You cannot wait until last minute. Wait until last minute, cannot one. I tell you, cannot. Very difficult to focus. Right? If you know the Sutra of Amitofo, according to Amitofo, here Chang a lot of Amitofo, because here more or less a Pure Land, practice Pure Land, Buddhist lodge. If you know the Amitofo, they give you 7 days allowance. The Amitofo 很慈悲的，若一日，若二日，you chant the Mandarin one, right? You give whether 1 day or 2 days or 3 days, they give you maximum 7 days 1 week. Make sure that you are very focused. 心不颠倒 right? Your mind very focused. Amitofo. Only we can achieve concentrated mind. Think, then you can go there. Actually, if you know, according to Buddhism, if you not say go to Pure Land, but if those people do a lot of good things, 做好事嘛，死掉嘛， pass away, they definitely go to the heaven 嘛。You know the mother of Shakyamuni Buddha, 摩耶夫人, right? The Buddha mother lah. So when she passed away, she went to Sutta heaven, and the Buddha, due to the kind of show the respect, the filial piety, 孝顺嘛, and he went to the heaven and to preach the Dharma to his mother, and this to show your filial piety, 你的孝顺嘛。Now, you see, those people want to go to the heaven, I mean minimum heaven, then Pure Land heaven. At least, you must have a little bit of concentrated mind. 如果你没有定 you cannot go that one. Definitely. Then don't talk about Pure Land, right? Don't talk about Pure Land. So therefore, this is a minimum requirement. Through chanting, through 念佛号，加上念南无观世音菩萨。Through you are sitting here to attend the Dharma talk or Dharma classes, in the way you are not listening to the Dharma, but at the same time you practice concentration. Because if you listen attentively, very focused, this is called concentration now. And this is considered cultivation of 修行，不然怎么叫修行？ You thought you're chanting, then 修行 cultivation Dharma. You thought you're washing the toilet or whatever. But when you're sitting here to listen to the class, in fact, you practice the 3 study, no? 戒定慧, precepts, concentration. I told you concentration. Wisdom, definitely listen to the Dharma to gain the wisdom. And you say precept, nothing to do with precept because you're sitting here. This is a discipline, or you cannot anyhow go anyhow, whatever. So you practice precepts already. We call it discipline. So these are the 3 study. So in fact, don't just take things for granted. No, you are sitting here 1.5 hours is actually you are cultivating the Dharma. No, not only just listening. No. Clear? So things Buddhism is not like gong gong A plus B equal to C. No, right? You just worship. That's all. Then you go and worship to the God. Buddhism is want us to have a wisdom. Without wisdom, you can't do anything. 你念经 asking for blessing. You talk to a spiritual power, definitely has a spiritual power, but external help, according to Buddhism, the ratio at the end of the day, 30% only. They only help you 30% only. 70% depend on your own effort. Your own effort. I cannot eat on your behalf, You have to eat yourself, otherwise you're hungry. I cannot do it for you. You have to do it yourself. Clear? So Buddhism is very rational, 很理性的. It's not superstitious. The next chapter will tell us the superstitious, you can't do anything one. You must have a right faith. Reason, faith is common to all the religion. 信仰嘛, faith. All the religion talking about the faith. Right? You must believe in God. You don't believe in God, that's it. You don't believe in Buddha, that's it. Can't do anything. Right? So they emphasize a lot of faith, 信仰. But Buddhism also talking about faith. Of course, Buddhism is one of the religions, but Buddhism talk about right faith, 正信. The next chapter going to tell you already. Very important. This one very, very important in Buddhism. Right faith, 正信. Okay? And this is the unique in Buddhism, different from other religions. Okay? Okay, back to here. So a being or liberation, and that as a result of such practice, bodhisattvas produce and obtain a body of merit. There's no considerable limits. We talk about beyond times and space. The Buddha body, he already attained the nirvana, passed away. Right? No more. In 2,600 years ago. And this is his normal, people like you and me, our physical body. But in Buddhism, talk about 3 bodies of the Buddha. Some people talk about 2 bodies, 5 bodies, but we don't care. In general, we talk about Trikaya, that means 3 bodies of the Buddha. One of the very important body of the Buddha, we call Karma Dharmakaya, that means Dharma body. When you talk about Dharma, 法身, 你讲那个法身, Dharmakaya. And you talk about Dharma is beyond time and space. It's a spiritual one, 精神的. So it's beyond time and space. So this Dharma body of the Buddha is just like the truth, the real truth, right? And this truth is beyond time and space. We talk about beyond time and space. Even Dharma was appeared during in 2,600 years ago in ancient India. Even until now, 2023, we still have a Dharma, Buddha teaching around us. The text, everything. So this is called beyond time and space. If you constrain by time and space, and in other words, this Dharma only appeared during 2,600 years ago in India, but no more appearing here. Why not? Because you constrain by the time and the space in India. Right? But if you talk about beyond time and space, it can be different generation, the future or whatever. And the space not only happen in India, throughout the whole world. Right? Buddhism, not only in India, but such a pity that if you go back to India to visit the place, Buddhism was originated from India, but nowadays everything declined, destroy everything. Right? It's until they transmitted to China, Taiwan, Asian country, and they develop very good, develop very fast, and become very flourished. But not in India. Such a pity. Although Buddha was from India, but the very well development is actually happened in Asia country, or even now until Singapore. Right? So we can go to the temple to study Buddhism, to worship to the Buddha, and to attend Dharma talk classes, and so on and so forth. Yeah? So we talk about, just like here, you are sitting here, you are constrained by time and space. Am I right to say that? At this time, 10:23, you are sitting here. Timing. 9:45 over already. And you are aiming for 11:15, I know. Class dismiss and go for lunch. That's future. Okay? Space, you are sitting here, you cannot run away, unless you pretend, say, excuse me, I want to go toilet. Once you go there, never appear. Disappear. Never come back. Non-return. Okay? So this is called space. Called space, time and space. Then we talk about beyond time and space, as I always tell the student, that means you listen very focused, attentively. You're not influenced by whether now is what time or whether the timing. In fact, I think you do have your own experience. If you're thinking about the time, it just drag you around and you find that the time very slow. Come to just now 9:45. You find it very slow, right? But if you have something to do, time pass very fast. I started at 8 a.m. to work. Going to 5 o'clock. I haven't finished my work. OT, overtime. So you find that the time passed very fast. Correct not? But in fact, the time is normal. They just talk. 1 minute, 60 seconds, 1 hour, 60 minutes, 1 day, 24 hours. The time itself will never change, whether slow or fast. But it's our mentally, our feeling, right? You find that it's slow or fast. Right now. But when you feel that the time is fast or slow, this is your own feeling, no? But this is just an illusion, just like I thought with you. This is not the actual thing happen to us because the time still running normally. It's just like practice meditation. Meditate. You find that, wow, I meditate 1 hour already. But my feeling is just like 10 minutes only. Concentration. That means you achieve a concentrated mind. Because beyond time and space. And you find that actually very short only. Right? But if you cling on to it, you say, then 偷偷看时间. Still got half an hour. Count. Wow, jialat, that half an hour just a half day like that. So long. You know what I mean? No? But in fact, half an hour is half an hour itself. It's never long or short. It's just run normally. It's our feeling. Everybody have their own experience. But your feeling doesn't mean that it's the right feeling, no. It's the right thing, It's the actual thing happened to us, no. It's your own feeling. I know that you don't like me, but it's your feeling. I never say I don't like you. In fact, I like you very much. Why? 爱在心里口能开 beyond word. That's really super love. Why? Just like God, universal love, right? It's beyond word. 非言语所能够形容. What Buddha said. You better be careful. That's why you know Dharma, you know how to find another one, Look for the best one. If the guy or girl say, I love you so much, then you better be careful. Prevention better than cure. So fast, love you so much. Then how to measure? Cannot be measured. And the real love is beyond word. Why? Action more than word. You love me, you show it to me. Correct not? You really take care of me. You really can accommodate me. You really can follow me to come for Dharma talk, Dharma Sutra. No, they got key, working object. You know what I mean? No? So talk only, talk too loud, empty talk. We say empty talk. 空话啦, like you issue the empty check. Right now, I'm telling you, not telling you all these are nonsense. It's actually all Dharma, And this is how we apply the Dharma in our daily life to solve our problem. Okay, back to here. So in this chapter, the Buddha tells us what he means by a body that has no limit, beyond time and space, no limit, and what our attitude towards such a body should be. So for the Buddha is concerned that bodhisattvas will become attached to the immeasurable body, right? And they acquire as a result of their practice. You only have to go beyond limit, just like bodhisattva. If you go beyond limit, just like those Christianity, they say God, you love universal love. You go beyond limit. You love everyone. You don't have a differentiation. Okay? If you go beyond limit, not only come to Buddhist lodge, you go to other temple, also treat people like brother and sister or whatever. Just like church. I don't know whether I go to church. I was in England, Church of England. Church of England, we call it the headquarters, Church of England, is located at London, their capital. But beside London, Liverpool, Manchester, Bristol, people like us, whatever places all around from the England, and they do a lot of churches. You see, just imagine, At Bristol, I studied at Bristol. Bristol itself, not very big based on the town, but more than 100 churches, big and small, but all under Church of England. All under Church of England. And you can go to any church as you wish. And they treat very nicely, brother and sister. Hello. Then after you go for lunch, have a snack or whatever. The Christianity have a cell group, cell group, CL, the cell group. Then, beside the church, out from the church, they do form a small organization, the small group. And, just like, we stay in Toa Payoh, happen that we go to this church, probably around 5 of us, small group. So after church of praying, then, after I go for lunch, to gel the bond, to have a bond, and to sharing, you are working problems, you jobless, okay, I look for you, I see how they help you to find a job. This is how they make friends. This is how they help each other. And in Buddhism, all living in the lonely hell. Silence, no talk. Buddha say one, cannot smell, cannot talk, cannot wear mini skirt, cannot this and that. Must wear the beggar one, kill hole, big hole, small hole, like Jegong like that, And this show that you are very good in cultivation. My student last time, I taught them the Dharma class, and she always came very late. And then I said, how come you always come late? Okay due to work because sometimes rush hour, But now they got MRT, unless they break down, otherwise very, very punctual. MRT very accurate one. You see the timing all run by computer one, unless they break down. So you don't tell me, say you take MRT and yet you're late, then this is really an excuse already. And one day I asked her, I said, during break time, then I said, I just smile. I said, how come you're always late? Is it due to work? I said, no, Venerable. He said, actually, you know what she told me, actually not late. After work, I rush home, Then I change in another clothing. Then I rush here, by the time you rush here late already, because you go home first, then you come here. What's the reason she want to go home? Because the office dress, you say cannot come to the temple, must go back and change the big hole, small hole, and they come, what? And they believe that office dress, you cannot come to the temple, 穿得这么美. So, in Chinese, 你来 temple, 一定要穿到最丑最好. So, if the boy want to come to the temple and go and look for the pretty girl, kind of difficult. Right? You see the way they dress, like beggar, they must sian. But if you go to the church different, the proper attire, the guy, long pants, long sleeve, the girl, smart dress, very happy, like every year also New Year. But you can say, Venerable, you cannot say that, no. Don't attach. Tell me don't detach. Don't attach to the external object. Don't attach to the clothing. Then, you say don't attach to the clothing. Then you don't wear naked your body, Emptiness, ไม่情沙, ไม่情可, You want to say that, then you don't wear naked, 你要 argue 就 argue, I mean, that kind of thing. If you have a proper attire, even you come to the temple, you show the respect to the Buddha, In fact, you also show the respect to me, You see, just I'm ready the long San. This is proper attire when I go out or when I deliver a lecture. This is official dress, I got the inside one, 不是内衣他们讲内衣很难听短褂，什么内衣大衣，什么鬼衣。This is 短褂, okay? And some people you see a lot of monks you can see on the road or whatever, they give you an excuse, say, 天气这么热 very humid, very hot, 不会tahan了 so I don't wear the 长衫 I wear this one. All these are rubbish. 那你这样你不要穿衣服咯 naked 在马路上走不是更好吗 naked your body 不热吗 for monks or nuns, the proper official dress, once you go out only, 这个是规定的嘞，是你们不懂吗 They give whether it's an excuse. 那你不要出去咯，这么热你不要出去咯。At least 你要穿中褂 中褂 is until the kneecap, not like me this one all the way to the toe here. 中国是方便嘛 ？Like I travel to 光明山 I take MRT, you know. Because you wear like that, Chang is like wearing the skirt. Now I know the girl wear skirt very troublesome. Like wearing the skirt, you know, I cute, I cannot skirt. And you step down. I was in Taiwan like that. And when you sit down, you go, you cover up and sit down. So I know I really appreciate the girl problem wearing the skirt. Some people don't want to wear skirt, come to Buddhism. A lot of people wear the pants. Easier for your movement, 对不对？不然你走关嘛。So I know. And this long rope is actually when you're giving the lecture, you know. We do have our official dress or your personal whatever, but you ought to know by right I say by right Why not? But weather hot, you must be like me, sometimes I do wear this one. But we get to it. So let's say, usually I go to the MRT, cool room, very good. Then walking outside, why not? So unless you really got something to do, you go out otherwise, you know. Okay. So talking about this one, so don't attach, you know, we call it no form. So now we turn to next page. Page 104. So physics was seen as the tangible fruits of a Bodhisattva practice. So early Buddhists assumed that this was how about Buddhas looked as well. And they call such an appearance of the Buddha, we call it Nirmana Kaya. Now, we call it in English his incarnated or apparition body. Okay? This is one of the body. Okay, one of the body of the Buddha, but it's not Dhamma Kaya, alright? So in which he appeared in order to teach the being of this world. Just like Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha was appeared in India. 我们叫化身佛 manifested his body in this world so they can see the Buddha physical body. But now we can't see the Buddha anymore because Buddha already... Right? Wrong page. Page 104, right? Oh, sorry, no wonder. Wow, 跳真紧 That's why I say go very slow because talking a lot of story. No. We say cut. I tell you, if you want to listen to the story, so many, I can tell you, because I ordained as a monk more than 30 years. I study abroad, a lot of interesting story can share with you, but no time, no sikan. You see, I'm very practical one. I will tell you to show you how the Dharma connected to our world, related to our daily life. And this is how we're going to practice the Dharma in our daily life, in order to generate wisdom. Right? That's the main thing. Okay, I said awaken of faith in the... You know why I overshoot? I look at the young boy, he smiled at his brother. I said, see, there's something wrong already. So sometimes you must raise up your hand. Venerable, 你三级跳了, go back to page 102 again, or 103 or 102. So Avagosa say, you know who is Avagosa? Of course, you can turn to the behind. You see here, Ma Ming Pusa. These are all the Bodhisattva. You also can write posts, everything, So not just expert in the Dharma, So this is called Ma Ming Pusa, Avagosa. A Mahayana, this is a Mahayana scholar, all right? And a poet, that's why I say writing the poet, 诗人, from Stravatis in India, who lived from the 1st through the 2nd century, originally a follower of and scholar of Brahmanism. You know that because before Buddhism appeared in India, they were Brahmanism. A lot of Brahmanism or Brahman, they converted to Buddhist, because were highly influenced by Buddha. And this is how Buddha is going to influence them and convert them to Buddhism, right? Or Buddhist. Now, he converted to Buddhism. He was reputed to be an outstanding poet. 出名的诗人, very outstanding, 写诗的 poet. An excellent composer, 著作, 写作, all right, composers. Of music, wow, the music. That means he's very smart. So many things, not just Buddha, poet, also music, also not only just Dharma. That's why, according to Bodhisattva, if you want to practice the Bodhisattva path in order to benefit all sentient beings, not only just one thing only, you must learn as more as possible. All right? Computer, electrical, electronic, engineering, whatever. So that it can benefit all different sort of people. All right? Otherwise, I'm from computer background one. I asking the help from you. Hey, how to solve this one? How to write a program? Do this and that. Then if I don't know computer, I can't help you anymore. No. But if I know computer, I know mathematics, I can help you, no? So you must more knowledgeable, must learn more things as possible. You see, a lot of Buddhists, they thought they want to go to Pure Land, I see them. So they say, oh, this is a mundane one. So nothing to do with Pure Land. So I don't want to learn. I need Ami Tofo to have. Very pessimistic one, a lot of Buddhists. I see. It contradict to Xian Liao ma. Right? So a lot of youngsters go to church ma. Right? City harvest, wow, bang everything, no. Then come to the temple, cock, something, jing ho liam king, then everybody cock, lao cock, LKK, no? Not LKY. You know, so you see a lot of different things. See how Buddhism going to attract youngster? It might be youngster, I don't want to come here also. All right, boring, dharma, emptiness, kang, big hole, small hole. Then, you know, a lot of smoke, grenade, you know, boom. Then go out, emptiness. Very emptiness. Because why? Nothing hurt. Nothing hurts. It's true, no? I'm telling you the fact, you know. Because I went to the church, I know. It's a different mentality, different attitude. They are happy to go to the church. They are looking forward to go to the church. After this week, Sunday, today, Sunday, they are looking forward for the next Sunday. But for us, different, you know. Wow, come one. Today, Diamond Sutra, 16 July, hang, 2 weeks later. They come to 16 July, thinking how to excuse, no. Monitor, sorry, batok pain, kacang mai lai. You see, to them, they thought that Dharma can't do anything. I learn Dharma, I cannot go, use Dharma, go to work. Then bolui ma, you know, that's down. That's why you see a different mentality. You know? You see, you go to church, you know that you can make friends. And friends with some, you know, especially the good friend, they can help you, no. Nobody can be independent and live in the world. Very difficult. We depend on each other. No? We call it, that's why they call brother and sister. 我们叫师兄的，我们普利生叫师兄，把骗人什么师兄 ？You know， 我叫你师兄怎么样 ？You never help me What I mean help is not always borrow the money lah. If you borrow money from people, you call the 贵人，你可以走。Okay, outstanding poet and excellent composer of music and an author of literary works. This is called Avagosa, 马明菩萨。Okay, back to here. Now, Avagosa say, what is perceived by Bodhisattva from their first apparition to the end of Bodhisattva path? It's a Samogaya, or we call it reward body, Chinese called 报佛。报身佛 in Chinese, 化身、报身、法身嘛 in Chinese, three Trikaya, three body of the Buddha. And this reward body is only Bodhisattva appear or manifest this body to what? The Buddha body is to benefit the sentient being, right? And this reward body is actually they are talking to those Bodhisattva. Okay, and Dharma body is a true 真理之身嘛, is beyond time and place, so over everything. And this all Samokha, right? Samokha Gaya, or reward body, 报身佛 in Chinese. So this body has countless form. Okay, in Buddha appear, this body is talking to the Bodhisattva, and this is called Samokha Kaya, right? Reward body, and that is manifest the previous of the body is actually to benefit sentient beings, people like you and me. Okay. So this body has countless form. His form have countless attributes. His attributes have countless excellent quality, and the place where it appears has countless adornment. Right? That means beyond time and space, countless. And as its response, it is never lost or destroyed. Okay, such merit, as these all result from the influence of the spotless practice of the perfection. Okay, so this is actually a quote from the Suzuki, page 101, the scholar. Okay, next paragraph. So this teaching is so important that the same question is put to the Subhuti in chapter 20, and again in chapter 26, and yet again in chapter 27. So we talk about no form in Buddhism means emptiness. Emptiness refers to the nature of emptiness. the nature of all things are empty. 性质, that means the characteristic. As I told you so many times, if you attended my class before, the Dharma class, nature is a philosophical term. 性, nature. 性空, the nature, whereby you can't see the nature of all things in the phenomena. It's just like you can't see my nature through our naked eye, but I can see your appearance. 你长得丑还是美? The appearance. But the nature is behind the scene, you can't see one. That's why it's very difficult to elaborate on emptiness in Buddhism. 很难讲空的 explain the emptiness. Because emptiness refers to the nature of emptiness. Means things are all, there's no permanent nature. 没有永远不变的. There's no permanent nature. It's the nature of emptiness. Why nature of emptiness? Because things are subject to changes. Things are depend on causes and conditions. 因缘的. It's just like our body is a combination of 5 aggregates, 5 skandha. If you depend on these 5 elements, that means things are beyond your control. Well, if one element don't form or whatever, go haywire, then the thing cannot be formed. Right? If you short of 1 or 2 of the element. Clear? If you just have 1 solo yourself, then you can control. 你自己一个人吗? So you can control 吗? We all depend on each other, no? It's just like I depend on you, you depend on me. Then I depend on you, you depend on me, things can be changed, you know. Correct no? You depend on me, just like today I came here just now, a bit rushed. Why? Because Nico Highway, the side, you know what, student told me the rehearsal. Today do it in the morning. They say they are the Padang. Padang because you go by Capital there, then go by River Valley Road, then the one road block, so everything drag the time. So if you depend on me, then if I come there or I don't come, then no lecture. Then I depend on you, even I come, no use. Why? Nobody here, no student. How to give a lecture? Why not? So I depend on you, you depend on me. So we're going to talk about mutual dependence. You depend on your boss depend on you to work. You depend on boss in terms of money. You want the money. So there's a Chinese phrase, 这个世界不是谁怕谁，谁需要谁. You're not scared of doesn't mean you're scared of anybody, you know. Because whether you depend on him or not, or her. If you depend on him, 你需要他吗? You depend on your boss 吗? Because the boss give you the salary 吗? So die you have to stay back 吗? And then you say, 老子不干了, I don't want to work, resign. Wow, hero, no? 1 second, no, hero, no? Tender the resignation letter, no? Throw your resignation letter, no? Hero, yeah, right. But you must think carefully, you know. At that moment, you are very hero. You become hero. But after that, you start to regret. Doesn't mean that you cannot resign. Of course, you could. But I tell you, the main problem is you have the self-reflection, you know. If company A got problem, you go to company B, same thing. It's a different problem, also got problem. By the time you go A to Z, all got problem. Then you no problem. Don't tell me you don't have a problem. So you are the main problems. 是吗？你自己的问题，你 A to Z also always say people got problem 有问题的，你自己没问题吗？ Why not? So if we can change ourselves, our mentality, our attitude, regardless of company A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you still can work, you still can survive. Right? So the bottom line is ourselves. So Buddhism 就讲修行咯 cultivation 咯 self-reflection 咯 to change yourself. Right? To change yourself. But some people don't want to change yourself. Because you want to change yourself, very difficult. It's totally very difficult. Nobody want to change. And especially collector. Okay? And this in Buddhism is different because talking about people called cultivation. Okay, back to here. So, you know, the body countless form and countless quality, and the place where it appears has countless adornment. So it appears without bounds, inexhaustible, right? And indivisible. And as it is response, it is never lost or destroyed. Such merit, just as we say already, right? All result from the influence of spotless practice, perfection. So this is just as we told you already. Now see, next paragraph, the third line. And each time it is meant to further develop our understanding of the Bodhisattva's practice as well as the nature of the Buddhahood and the Buddha's body. So this is not an idle exercise, right, in semantics, but it's crucial to understand the nature of what the Buddha acquired as a result of his own practice as a Bodhisattva, as well as the nature of what he teaches, the nature of our own practice and our own body. Okay? So if you and me attach to Buddha body, then how? Buddha not around, so you don't want to practice, don't want to study Buddhism anymore because Buddha not around already. That's why I said Dhammakaya. Although he's physically not around, but his spirit, he told us the truth, Satya, still around. We still have a sutra to learn. We still have a Sangha to represent Buddhism or Buddha on behalf of Buddha to learn from them. Right? He deliver the Buddha teaching, the talk, the classes and so on and so forth. Right? And this is called Dhammakaya. Although physically he's not around, but his spirit is still there. 他的精神啊 clear no? Everybody will die one. So Chinese called 依法不依人. We have to rely on the Dharma, not the person. Because the person subject to changes on, just like you and me. We are getting old one day, and you will die at the end of our life also. In this lifespan, whether 80 years, 70 years, or 90 years. So sooner or later we'll disappear from the world. Why not? You cannot say, he, she not around, so I don't want to learn anymore. And this is just like very emotion, 感性, right? Because of him, because of her, then you study Buddhism. Then you come to this temple. Or when he or she not around, so I don't want to come anymore. 这叫依人嘛. Alright? Emotionally attached to the person. And this is not a Dharma. It's not a Buddha teaching. Okay? So a number of commentators have therefore suggested that this chapter marks the conclusion of the central teaching of the sutra, because this chapter does no form, 无相, don't attach to the form. And in fact, this is the core teaching in Diamond Sutra. In this sutra, when we talk about no form, means emptiness, 空, emptiness. Right? Chinese call 空, emptiness. Emptiness doesn't mean nothingness. The other one you call existence, 有. So when you tell people, say, what is the objective of Diamond Sutra or the core teaching of Diamond Sutra, 金刚经, one word Chinese, 空. In English, emptiness. Sanskrit we call sunya or sunyata. Sanskrit. 空. Throughout the 31 chapter or whatever, in the Diamond Sutra, throughout the whole sutra, if you use one word, all talking about emptiness, all talk about no form. That's why here, they told us that, this marked the conclusion of the central teaching of the sutra, and that remaining chapter simply, develop what is stated in this first 5. Now, the first scholar Shen Zhao, he's a great philosopher. He is very good in Madhyamika, in this Chinese tradition, 中观 middle path. So you can refer to page 460 if you want to know Shen Zhao, one of the Chinese scholar. The other one, Vasubandhu, you see the bottom one, page 468, one of the co-founder of the Yogacara school, Wei Shi. Alright? This Vasubandhu called Si Qing Pusa in Chinese, Vasubandhu. Asanga, Wu Zhuo, his brother, two of them co-brother, is a founder. There was a founder of Yogacara school, that means mind-only school, right? Or mere consciousness, Wei Shi. Okay, next page, page 103. Zhao Ming, as you know, he was a prince. I told you before at the page 441. You can just indicate it when you go back. You can refer to the glossary behind this book. Hui Nen, sixth patriarch, right, of the sutra. 六祖慧能, all right. Zen school, right? Page 449. All right. Okay, next verse, page 103. What do you think, Subhuti? Can the Tathagata be seen by means of the perception of attributes? Of course cannot, because these are all illusion. All right, you know the answer already, right? This cannot. Just like you see the Dharma, that means you see the Buddha. Although Buddha not around, but you learn from his teaching. His teaching represents Buddha already, right? Just a Dharmakaya, beyond time and space. Doesn't mean that must see yourself personally or physically. Buddha appear in front of you, then you believe. Or then you study Buddhism. Very difficult. Very difficult. You want to see the Buddha so easy. I told you already, you must at least have some concentration, pure mind, everything. Right, then you can see the Buddha, or you go to the Pure Land. Now you see only statue only, no? Correct, statue only. Just like, I mean, those people in the church, right, you see the Jesus is a cross only. Of course, they use a cross to represent. That's why they say, 你们拜木头. They say we worship to the wooden one statue, 木头, like wood. But in fact, they also worship to their God, but they use a cross to represent Jesus or God. And you know Allah, mosque also no statue one. No? Mosque, they worship to a chair. The chair they put at the center there, they will imagine the Allah sitting there or whatever. So you worship to the God. Right? So, no matter how, you must have something to symbolic figure to represent the thing, so that otherwise you see, worship to the sky or whatever. If you find that it's no concrete enough, you know, so it must something for you to grasp. You can see it, then you believe it. You have a more confidence. Okay. Now, okay, back to here, page 103. So every object of our senses is known to us by a set of attributes. In fact, every object of our senses is nothing more than a set of attributes. You know, so which we, you know, arbitrarily combine, usually for selfish reasons, you know, and whose own individual existence we accept unquestioned. Thus, this body of ours, just like our body, is known to us by the attributes our senses weave around by the seed of ignorance. We can call it a cell. Because ignorance means no wisdom. We thought this is a real cell, you know, our physical body will never be changed, and so on and so forth. But according to reason, all these are emptiness. Nature emptiness. And you know that human body is made up of 5 aggregate or 5 skandha, according to Buddhism. Right? So that grain of sand that becomes a pearl, we refuse to relinquish. And we regard this body of ours not only as having an independent physical existence, but also as having an independent psychic or spiritual existence as well. That's why I say human body, you make it short, is a combination of matter and spirit, 物质跟精神嘛. It's a matter of spirit. Matter in terms of our physical body. You can see my, you know, flesh, ear, nose, everything. Spiritual is just like consciousness, or some people refer to soul. But of course in Buddhism, we believe in soul. Right? If we believe in soul, that means it's an ontology. From the philosophical point of view, you treat it as an ontology, 本体论. It means there's a real substance there, and things will never be changed. But in Buddhism, do believe in that. Because all things are subject to change. That's why we didn't believe in soul. We only believe in consciousness, 是 in Buddhism. And this consciousness is something in connection with emptiness, karma and karma. Right? Consciousness, 是 consciousness. That's why then I told you Yokochara, mind only school or mere consciousness. That's why in Buddhism, if you are trained in psychology or you study in psychology in the university, then it's easier for you to understand consciousness. Right? So Buddhism is very profound one of teaching, is a sort of philosophy. Right? Buddhism also considered is a philosophy. Not just religion, a philosophy, but not for other religion. Right? Other religion, just like I say, Almighty God. God is a creator. God is a creator. Then who created God? No answer. Don't question the God. And this is not philosophy. Because philosophy will help you to know, the metaphysical things or whatever. That only Buddhism can answer to us, but no other religion. Okay, back to here. So, independent physical existence, but also having independent psychic or spiritual, existence as well. So Buddhas too have physical and spiritual body, right? Two. And the Buddha asked Subhuti if the Tathagata can be identified by such a body or by the attributes that comprise such a body. Not just one element. Just like you say, in short, it's a combination of matter and, or say physical and spiritual, right? Spirit, 精神的. Okay, next paragraph. So the Buddha's physical body was said to include a set of 32 attributes. We call it 32 marks. 32相 in Chinese photo. Buddha have 32 marks, 32 attributes. Just like ear, nose, everything. You look at the Buddha ears, very long one. And if you look at the Buddha, the eye, very bluish one, 蓝蓝的. That only can happen during the baby or small kid. You look at their eye, it's bluish one, 蓝色的嘛, bluish one. But now you look at your eye, because we are old already ma, blur one. Don't know what sort of color. Like muddy color. 你说蓝那个不会蓝，你说白个不会白，非蓝非白。You go and look at the, sure you look at the mirror. So this is called 32 attributes or 32 marks. That included, protuberance or on top of his head, a curve between his brows, long earlobes. I told you just now, blue eye. They say blue eye, 蓝色的眼睛。Skin, the color, and so arms that hang down to his knee. Hang down to his knee. Means you just imagine. You see, I also think tall, right? 1.73 meter. You see, I cannot. You see my hand. Even I stretch my hand, cannot go to the kneecap. But the Buddha was the 32 mark. His whole hand, very long one, can touch the kneecap. You 不相信, you don't believe. You stand up, brother. You see whether can touch your kneecap. But Master Yin Sun, the author of this, the eminent monks, and he can touch the kneecap, Yin Sun 导师, Master Yin Sun. This is one of the 32 marks, 因为他比较 special 嘛. You don't believe me? After the class, you go and show it to the mirror, and you go and measure your ear whether long enough or not. 我们的 ear 是 gossip 偷听 one. 人说耳朵长有福报的嘞。Like me, you and me 咸菜苗 That's why you see our ear, very small one. 无类的咸菜苗 That's the reason why I become monk, Buddha. Okay, then the flat feet lah, retractable penis, and so forth. These are all the 32 marks. Okay, last paragraph. Last line. Thus, the Buddha, the right side, turn to page 114. Thus, the Buddha physical body was seen as a tangible fruits of a bodhisattva's practice. Early Buddhists assumed that this way is how other Buddhas look as well. I tell one thing, you see how come ears so long, look at everything, you see the Buddha kind of ampune. This is their standard in India, because they believe that such a look considered 很好看, very pretty, very handsome. Buddha 在那时候 very handsome one, But you see, Buddha, if appear now, long ears, do you think that this is a standard for you're talking handsome? No. Some people say, 怪怪，耳朵这么长 elephant ear or whatever, or elephant ear, 好像象子的耳朵，哪里睡不睡嘛 But during that time, India, 江山美人呢 Miss Universe, Mr. Universe, Now come to this generation, not Mr. Buddha, out. Because Singapore standard is out, not like that one. 我那是小小耳朵。So it's a different standard, correct? But during India that time ampune, So you cannot say must be like that. Then 佢can keep 動手術 operation. I also one of the Buddha, one of the monk, 你看，對唔對？ Then the blue eye, and the low, I go to the sea water, no 水者減者。So it's a different standard, different kind of, Okay, so let me see. Okay, next paragraph. So in addition to his incarnated physical body, every Buddha is also said to have a spiritual body that only exists in the formless realm, 无色界, beyond the realm of desire and form, of which only he and other Buddhas are aware. So this is the Sammokaya. Just I told you already, Sammokaya, that means the reward body. Then Buddha appeared this body to the Bodhisattva, talk to the Bodhisattva. He and other Buddha are aware. Then he said, this is the Sammokaya Kaya, his real body or enraptured body is acquired as a result of Bodhisattva practice and acquisition of the merit. So in fact, this is acquired the moment a Bodhisattva set forth on the Bodhisattva path. Right? Because he appeared this body and talking to the Bodhisattva. This is called Sammokaya Kaya, reward body. So this is what the Buddha referred to in the previous chapter as a Bodhisattva body of merit. So, but because both of these bodies, are the result of causes and conditions, neither of them is ultimately real. When you say things are dependent on causes and conditions, that means subject to changes, right? Because you have to depend on other people, right? So it's subject to changes. So Buddhism talk about dependent origination, 缘起. All things are dependent on causes and conditions. All things in the phenomena or in this world. In other words, all things in this world are unreal, 不是真的. When talk about real in Buddhism, how to define the terms real in Buddhism? Real means permanent, unchanged. This is called real. If things subject to changes, and this is called impermanent, 无常的. Because subject to changes. So, just like our body subject to changes, impermanent, because one day we will die. If permanent, we will never die. 我们不会死的嘛 permanent. But we will die one day. 好死甲歹死呢嘛 Hokkien. But if you know the Dharma, without panic, without fear, 不会害怕嘛 without fear, then you pass peacefully. You see, those people sleep until cannot wake up. Wow, very good, 好死, in the way lah, but doesn't mean that they are Buddhists. I told you before, just like according to Master Xing Yun, Taiwan Master Xing passed away already. He said, in fact, every day we are dying. Because now we wake up, daytime, you do whatever as normal for the present or for today or whatever. At night you go to bed. Once you sleep, if you have already sleep, everything except the heart is beating. Other than that, you just close your eye and sleep. Don't think about anything. It's just a dying. 其实就是死掉了，你懂吗？ If you can't wake up, 就是死掉了嘛 ，die already. Correct? But luckily you wake up in the morning, go key You see, that's why you see the Christian people say, oh, Amen, God. Why? God bless. Today still can survive. Full of energy. Wow, go out to work, God bless. You see, that's why they are very energetic one. Very positive. Very optimistic. To us, 卖差啦，哎呀，赖传了，卖起来了。Think about today, I want to see the boss, sick to see him or her. So first thing 你已经 pessimistic, so negative. Just beginning of the day, 你觉得你今天会好过吗？不好过嘛。So to them, they every day, I think most of them, I didn't say everybody, all the Christian, they're happy one. Because they believe in God. They know that God will bless them. But you and me worship to the Buddha, but we don't believe him. 整個攏都可以 pretend 的嘛。保庇，隨講保庇，真係假啊？那保庇，I'm still not healthy。那買表唔三唔四個無虧。You just pass by those HDB one, Singapore government very good. Everything in one stop one, 一站式的pawn shop, clinic, then what Toto 買馬票 long queue, very long queue, 排正燈嘅咧， So also convenient for people 啦，你不用去哪里有没有？ So actually Singapore is very good. That's why I say 一站式的嘛 one stop. And nowadays those people pass away last time people pass away, you have to look for people to build the tank, then have to go in the report to government say give a death certificate whatever. Wow, very very busy. 一头烧两头烧这样。Nowadays you ask a cascade to do 一站式的 you just pay the money, they do everything for you. You want the vegetarian food or non-vegetarian food? You want the Christianity, the Christian style one, we do it for you. You want the Catholic one, we do it for you. You want the Taoism one, Taoism, we do it for you. You want the Buddhism, we also do it for you. So nowadays very convenient 嘛，对吗？你给钱就好的嘛。That's why they say one stop 一站式的。That's why my student ask me, Venerable, 如果我死的时候我要弄佛教的，我说simple, very simple. Because the family accept him is a Buddhist. But his son is Catholic, I mean convert to Catholic. Then I say okay, I mean我不一定跟你念，无所谓的，我可以去。But 你 ask the cascade, 因为 cascade do it for you one. They all faith one, all the different religion one. And his son asked me, Venerable, how if my father pass away? Because they have to prepare 90幾歲了嘛。And one day he will die 嘛。Then 他說Then show my respect to my father 嘛。You cannot just convert him to 他兒子還不錯嘞。Not because I'm Catholic, no. So I force you to become Catholic. Then ask pastor to come or whatever. No. It's okay. 我說你去 look for cascade 咯。我給他有一個是 lay people. The one is actually private one but the one 他是很正信的 cheaper a little bit depend on you 啦。You can look for expensive one a few $1,000s. You can look for simple one. And you have to prepare for it. Everybody will die. So you just pay money to the cascade. Cascade do it for you, everything. But they will ask you the cascade come, 他的 dead body 要 move 吗？ Some people say cannot move. 有病会痛的嘞。So I have to wait for 8 hours, then depend on you 咯。愛當咪當你自己看咯。But I'm telling you, if you know the Dharma, no such thing as 8 hours. You straight can move the body already. Because some people say the soul, however, consciousness still, you say he or she will feel the pain. That means the consciousness still within the body 咧，你才會 feel the pain, When you say die, that means the thing will leave your body already. The consciousness leave your body, you will feel pain already. So you need to wait for 8 hours. Up to you. Then after you say, Venerable, 你真的这样讲咩？我死不瞑目，我来抓你啊！来抓咯！你抓掉就好，你抓咯。If you can catch me, hide and seek, you come and catch me 咯。你 come and catch me， 我就南无观世音菩萨，the bounce back. No hatred. Compassion. Yeah, you come and say, 阿弥陀佛。Okay, shall we continue? Don't laugh until forgotten. So this is what the Buddha refers to the previous chapter as Bodhisattva were married, just as we said already. So neither survive the fires of Nirvana, and neither of this is what the Buddha has in mind here. So Buddha wants Subhuti to see his true body. His true body is referred to Dharmakaya, right? Dharma body. Like our body is not a true body. This body is physical combination of 5 great elements. One day we will die. When you say we will die, this is not our true body, not our real body, right? So the Buddha wants Subhuti to see his true body. That means it's Dharmakaya. I told you already, Dharmakaya, 法身佛. The Buddha knows, Subhuti understands that his physical body is not real, but he wants Subhuti to understand that neither is his reward body is real. Although this reward body is manifest in front of the Bodhisattva, to talk to the Bodhisattva, but this is also unreal. Only Dharmakaya is a spiritual one, beyond time and space. And this is a true body, Dharma body. So you worship to the Buddha, the statue, we should think that, you must think that one day I want to become Buddha from this physical body and then convert to Dharmakaya, Dharma body. Besides, show the respect to the Buddha. Now, if you want to convert to Dhammakaya, then no choice, no other way. We have to cultivate Dharma. 我们要修行啊 Why not? Well, that's the only solution. So, for both the manifestation of a Buddha's true body, which can be perceived, but only by means of attributes they are perceived has no attributes. So, in other words, we cannot cling on to it. Instead, we have to detach from it. 不要执着 No attributes. If you have attributes, have a form, cling on to the appearance, and this is called attachment. They say, Venerable, how to say detach? We still have to recognize the thing, But we know that things are not real, subject to change. So mentally you are prepared for it if the thing change. We call it prevention better than cure. 对啊，它如果变，你不会受到影响吗？ You won't influenced by that because you know the thing will change already. Not like ordinary people, they thought things are never change. Things are permanent and this is real. They thought real, 真的吗？ But in fact it's unreal. So unreal doesn't mean that the thing is not there. We still recognize the value, the function of the things in the phenomena. We still recognize. It's just that we know that things were never permanent. Things will change anytime. And this is what Buddha taught us. This is called emptiness. But of course, you want to do it not so simple. We have to, do it by ourselves. Okay, next paragraph. This one, in the Complete Enlightenment Sutra, you can see the page 443 if you want. The Buddha said, keep this thought in mind. This body of mine is a combination of the four elements. Its hair, nail, teeth, skin, flesh, muscle, bones, and marrows belong to earth. Its saliva, tears, pulse, blood, so on and so forth, belongs to water. And his warmth belongs to fire. Right? And his movement and stillness belong to wind, 地水火风. These four great elements. This is a way to explain the combination of these, then become, physical body, our human body. Okay, page 105. So take away each of the four elements, 四大, and this body turns out to be an illusion. Just like I showed the PowerPoint illusion. It's just an illusion. So where is it now? Subject to change, unreal. Okay, the following scholar, now Yuan Huinan, just like I mentioned to you already, Huinan, page 449. The next one, scholar Shifa, page 448. Another one, Zixuan, page 467. Next one, scholar Jiang Wei-Nong, page 441, if you want. The last one at the bottom, Dongli, page 467, if you want. You can see the behind. Okay, turn to page 106. Wow, today time's up already. In fact, I thought I want to finish chapter 5, but seems I cannot finish. Okay, so I think time's up. Be better stop here. Okay, before I stop here, I show another name of the Buddha, Tathagata. That's why I mentioned Tathagata, right? 如来. Buddha has 10 names. 有10大圣号 10 names. This is one of them. 如来. Tathagata, or thus gone one, is a common epithet of Buddha Shakyamuni. Okay? In the sutra, the Buddha uses this term to refer both to himself, Tathagata 如来, and to the Buddhas of the past. Okay? So this is called Tathagata. Okay? Dhammakaya. And then I'll show it to you. Dhammakaya, 法身, just I mentioned Dhammakaya. A term, Dhammakaya, was coined to describe a more metaphorical body, a body of collection of all the Buddha's good qualities. That means his wisdom, good fortune, such as his wisdom and his compassion, 慈悲, his fortitude, and his patience. Okay? And this is a truth, 真理之身. Okay? Okay, so today, because of due to time constraint, we have to stop here. We start at page 107. Definitely the next lecture we'll finish it and quickly go to chapter 6, the next one. Okay. You see, if I want to tell so many stories, 1.5 years also cannot finish because this considered 30 chapter. So I know that you like to listen to the story, you don't feel sleepy, and some story very useful one. Right now, you can apply in your daily life, In fact, I got a lot of things to tell you. Even politics also can tell you. Buddhist politics. Yeah, but not America, Python, and mainland China. Okay, so nothing to ask. Please hold the palm and follow me. Shall we do the dedication? 回向. May all the merits thus accumulated be dedicated to all sentient beings. May all sentient beings and I together attain Buddhahood. Okay, please stand up. Okay, please hold the palm. One bow to the Buddha. Okay, see you all and good health. Okay, go and enjoy your lunch.